10 Best Picks presents the top 10 best action cameras. Starting at number 10. GoPro HER09. GoPro has released some new firmware for the Hero 9 Black, which could resolve some of the slight issues we found with its touchscreen interface and auto exposure. We'll update this review as soon as we've tested it fully. However, some of the GoPro Hero 9 Black's other new features aren't quite as polished. The new battery boosts its stamina a little, but it's only a minor improvement, and we found the Hero 9 Black more prone to overheating than its predecessors. While you get slightly improved stabilization with GoPro's new flagship, the actual quality of its 4K video isn't noticeably better than the Hero 8 Black's. Other features like scheduled recording, while useful on occasions, aren't yet completely reliable. And most frustratingly, we found the Hero 9 Black's rear touchscreen to be pretty unresponsive at times. Still, the latter is apparently going to be fixed by a November firmware update, and if GoPro can iron some of the Hero 9 Black's other minor kinks, it could yet become our number one action camera pick. Right now, the Hero 8 Black pips it for sheer value, but this feature-packed sibling is a close second. The GoPro Hero 9 Black is the most powerful and versatile action camera you can buy, but for most people its predecessor offers better value. While the new sensor and front display are useful additions, the changes don't collectively represent a big leap over the Hero 8 Black. Its slightly unresponsive touchscreen is also a little frustrating, even if a firmware fix is en route. No other action can match the Hero 9 Black skillset, but others do currently edge it for value. At number 9. Dragon Touch 4K. If you're looking for a GoPro alternative at a much lower price tag, the Dragon Touch 4K is a great choice. This action camera takes high-quality pictures in 16MP and can record videos in 4K, but limited to 30 frames per second. This camera made it onto our best action camera list thanks to its features. These days the market is full of action cameras like the Campark ACT74 and the Dragon Touch 4K, which follow in the footsteps of the GoPro Hero range. This camera review found the price, the Dragon Touch, to have excellent performance. It can take pictures in 16MP and can also record video in 1080 at 60 fps and 4K at 30 fps. It also has some advanced features like time-lapse, slow motion, driving mode. The Dragon Touch also comes with Wi-Fi connectivity and an South Dakota card reader. This budget camera compares well to rivals like the AKASO EK7000. The Dragon Touch Action Cam comes with a similar design to many GoPro clones. It has a transparent plastic casing with large easy-to-reach buttons and a 2-inch touch screen. Despite its low price, it's still waterproof up to 30 meters and comes with a handy wireless remote to make life easier. One of the great things about this camera is that it comes with a mounting accessories kit including 2 batteries, bicycle and helmet mounts, and more. If you want a camera with more accessories available, the GoPro Hero 7 Black is the best option. The Dragon Touch 4K action camera review says that this 4K action camera proves to be an excellent choice for capturing some great memories indoors, outdoors, and definitely underwater. It is one of the best and affordable options for people who are looking for a true action camera for capturing every special moment of their vacations and family fun. Number 8 of my list. Drift Ghost XL. Use the compact, fully waterproof Ghost XL action camera from Drift when shooting outdoors while in motion and in areas that require a rugged design. The camera records 1080p 30MP 4H 264 video, 12MP stills, and has a battery life up to 9 hours. The Ghost XL features a dash cam mode that loops your video, event detection that records if something happens, flashback video tagging, time-lapse recording, and improved low-light performance. The camera also features a clone mode that allows you to control up to 10 remote cameras using one camera as the master. Use the compact, fully waterproof Ghost XL action camera from Drift when shooting outdoors while in motion and in areas that require a rugged design. The camera records 1080p 30MP 4H 264 video, 12MP stills, and has a battery life up to 9 hours. The Ghost XL features a dash cam mode that loops your video, event detection that records if something happens, flashback video tagging, time-lapse recording, and improved low-light performance. The camera also features a clone mode that allows you to control up to 10 remote cameras using one camera as the master. The Ghost XL records to a microSD HCXC card and can be controlled via 4G HZ Wi-Fi with the Drift Life smartphone app for iOS or Android. The small form factor of the Ghost XL allows the camera to be mounted on a variety of surfaces and gear with the included custom mounts. Dash cam mode, video looping, water resistant, event detection, flashback video tagging, time-lapse recording, improved low light performance, clone mode to control up to 10 remote cameras from one master. Coming at number 7. Sony RX0 III. Sony's action cam line has long played second fiddle to more popular options from GoPro in the hearts and minds of consumers. Its top-end model, the RX3000, offers optical image stabilization, something you don't get with our editor's choice HER05 Black. You can't argue with its video quality, as the 100 megabits per second 4K footage looks great, but the lack of an integrated viewfinder LCD and a non-traditional form factor hold it back. It's a solid alternative to a GoPro for times when stabilization is key, but not as easy to use or squeeze into small places as the HER05 Black. Sony's way of doing things isn't good or bad, it's just different. You may find that the X3000's form factor doesn't fit into your workflow, as it simply can't squeeze into some tight spots the same way a HER05 Black can. On the other hand, you may appreciate that it includes a standard tripod mount on both the body and external housing, so you don't have to invest in a ton of accessory mounts. Of course, if you already have a bunch of GoPro mounts on hand, you can still use them, you'll just need to invest in a small adapter. The X3000's body puts the lens and stereo microphone up front, with record enter and power buttons on top. The right side features a small monochrome LCD that displays menus and settings, along with up, down, and menu buttons for navigation. I was able to get the camera set up to my liking via the menu, though it's not as intuitive as the touch interface you get with the latest GoPro HER05 Black. My initial batch of test footage recorded without audio, simply because I didn't realize that the sound was turned off on the camera. That's not a mistake you're likely to make with a touch screen. The Sony RX3000 action cam records optically stabilized 4K footage, but it's not as easy to use or squeeze into small places as a GoPro. At number 6. GoPro Max. The GoPro Max, like the Insta360 is special. Replacing the GoPro Fusion, GoPro's first-gen 360 camera, the Max makes recording in every direction something that anyone can benefit from. Thanks to the improved GoPro app, you can now edit across 360-degree scenes on your smartphone, zooming in and out and keyframing, so you needn't lug a VR headset around to get the most out of your omnidirectional clips. The Max is definitely no one-trick pony though, doubling up as a traditional action cam just like the GoPro Hero 8 Black. Like the DJI Osmo Action, it's also a solid selfie vlogging cam, with the rear camera and screen capable of working in tandem, and there are 6 microphones on it as well for a fuller directional audio capture. In turn, it isn't trying to be the best action camera, but rather, the only camera you'd want to take with you on an adventure. Just like the HER08 Black and HER07 Black before it, the Max has a matte rubberized body. This time, there's a lens on either side, though a screen on just one, and this GoPro features no less than 6 microphones dotted across its body. The touch-sensitive LCD display is 16:9 and 1/7 inches. It's responsive and gets bright too, perfect for indoor and outdoor use. The GoPro Max is bigger than the HER08 Black, so doesn't support the same GoPro mods. That said, the Max already has a selfie screen, and with those 6 mics, its standalone audio is decent, so there's less need for external solutions. For more information and price, check out the product links in description underneath the video. Halfway of my listed number 5. GoPro HER07. The GoPro Hero 7 Black is now the entry-level model in GoPro's revamped lineup, thanks to the arrival of the GoPro Hero 9 Black. But this former flagship is far from a basic action camera. In fact, for most people it's one of the best value action cameras around. Throughout GoPro's history, there have been certain models that have represented big leaps forward, and the Hero 7 Black is one of them. It was the first GoPro to debut hyper-smooth image stabilization, which still stands up today as one of the best AKASO systems you can find on an action camera. This means the Hero 7 Black still incorporates the same 12MP sensor and the same wide-angle lens, for example, and the top video specs of 4K at 60 FPS and Full HD to a maximum 240 FPS for 8x slowed-down footage are also unchanged. The myriad of additional sweeteners on top of this, however, make this a significantly more powerful camera than before. The most significant of these is Hypersmooth, a form of video stabilization that GoPro ranks as being the equivalent to using a gimbal. A combination of hardware and software, rather than simply an upgraded optical stabilization system. This was developed in response to user feedback. Indeed, this was apparently the #1 request, and it presents a clear advantage for anyone who may find using a gimbal for their chosen thrill inconvenient. The Hero 7 Black is now the entry-level model in GoPro's new lineup, which means it now offers excellent value. It was the model that brought software leaps like hyper-smooth stabilization and time warp, which still easily stand up today and have only really been refined by its successors. Video and stills quality is excellent, and it is built-in waterproofing without the need for a case. It isn't compatible with GoPro's new mod accessories and lacks the Hero 9 Black's front-facing screen. But if you just want a tough, reliable action camera with impressive image quality, it's the best value GoPro you can buy. Coming in at number 4 of my list. Sony RX0 II. The Sony RX0 II is the update to the RX0, adding a tilting screen, as well as internal 4K video recording, electronic image stabilization, a closer focusing distance, and a number of other updates. This should address a number of the complaints we had with the original RX0, so let's find out how the RX0 II performs. The Sony RX0 II camera maintains the same rugged toughness as the original RX0, but the screen can now tilt forwards for selfies and vlogging. You can also tilt it down, as well as away from the camera, which can help with viewing the screen or for different angles. Creative styles can be selected. You can also select from a number of different picture profiles, and these let you customized black level, gamma, black gamma, ni, color mode, and saturation. Great for videographers. Handling the Sony RX0 II is a compact, square camera with tough and ridged sides and top. The bottom features a standard tripod socket and labels with the serial number on. The build quality appears to be very tough. You can feel the toughness and thickness of the metal body, and the small screen has solid-feeling metal hinges. Battery life is rated at 240 shots, according to Sony SIPA test results, which is average for a compact camera. Video recording time is 35 minutes, so a spare battery is highly recommended. Or an external USB power bank, however, once the ports are open and accessible, you no longer have a waterproof camera. At number 3. AKASO EK7000 Pro 4K. The AKASO EK7000 looks a lot like a GoPro. It works a lot like a GoPro. The videos and photos look similar to the ones coming out of GoPro cameras. But here's the kicker, it's priced at just a fraction of a GoPro. From the design of the camera to the packaging materials, this is clearly a GoPro knockoff. It does basically the same things. 4K video check. Time-lapse, burst mode, and still photos check. Built-in Wi-Fi check. Comes with a waterproof housing check. It's basically the identical size as a GoPro, and its design is uncannily similar. And it even uses the same GoPro mount connection system. One of the challenges that GoPro has faced in recent years is knockoffs. After basically inventing the action camera market, GoPro has run into competition, both from premium manufacturers like Sony, Nikon, and Garmin that bring their own expertise and innovation to the concept, but also from overseas manufacturers who can copy the GoPro cameras without copying GoPro's premium pricing. Some are better than others, some are even downright terrible. In general, action cams don't have very good battery life. The AKASO EK7000 sticks to that trend, but I was actually pleasantly surprised by how well it did. I ran some tests, and at 4K 25 and 1080p 30, I've been getting around 1 hour and 40 minutes, give or take, before the battery dies. For the 4K setting, that's actually slightly above some of its competitors. At 1080p 30, which generally places lower demands on the battery, it's on a par with competitors or a shade on the lower side. This is simpler than a typical GoPro remote. It has two buttons, one for taking a photo and one for starting and stopping the video. It also has two indicator lights that provide feedback. It also beeps. For more information and price, check out the product links in description underneath the video. Coming at number 2, DJI Osmo Action. Let's start with the basics. The Osmo Action looks a hell of a lot like a GoPro. It has the same dark, boxy shape with a lens on the left. Around back, as with the RX0 II, is a touchscreen display. The Osmo's is a whiter 16:9 screen, which gives you a larger image, but the screen is a lot dimmer than the GoPro's, which I found frustrating in bright sunlight. The biggest physical difference is that the Osmo Action has a screen on the front of the camera too. It's a small 1.4-inch square, so you can't see a ton, but it's generally good enough to see if your silhouette is in frame or not. Definitely handy. The two cameras ultimately have more similarities than differences. Both can shoot video at resolutions up to 4K 60 and 1080p 240, as well as 12MP still photos in JPG and RAW formats. The Osmo Action is slightly more waterproof than the RX0 II. Both cameras have detachable front lens covers which can be switched for North Dakota filters or polarizers, but I found DJI's easier to swap in and out. Battery life is more or less identical. I did a rundown test with both cameras set to 4K 24, stabilized, with Wi-Fi on but not connected, and the GoPro's GPS turned off. The RX0 II Black made it to 88 minutes before giving up the ghost, while the Osmo Action made it to 90. Basically a wash, in other words. Enabling GPS on the GoPro will shorten its runtime a bit, but we're certainly not docking it for including that option. This should be a wake-up call for GoPro. It's taken the California company many years to get to this point. The fact that DJI got this close on its very first try should make the people at GoPro nervous and send them scrambling to introduce some real innovation for the RX0 II. Personally, as a consumer, I'm really looking forward to this arms race. And number 1. GoPro RX0 II. I remember GoPro in the early days. Back then the cameras could only offer sub-South Dakota recording, had no Wi-Fi and more importantly no way to see the picture as they lacked a screen. They were a hard sell, but filled a gap for small disposable digital video cameras. The launch of the Hero 8 Black brings some improvements over the previous generation, but is it enough? If you already have an action camera, does the quality and feature set of the Hero 8 Black make you want to upgrade? And, if you don't already have a camera like this, has GoPro launched a camera that will convince you to buy into this product category? Where do you see improvement when moving from the Hero 7 Black to the Hero 8? One feature that's attracting attention is Hypersmooth 2.0, GoPro's image stabilization technology, which claims to rival gimbal levels of image stabilization without the need for balancing, mounting or powering an external handle. But can it actually deliver, and is it a big enough improvement over the previous generation to convince people to part with their money and upgrade? This video compares the 4 levels of Hypersmooth 2.0 stabilization, off, on, high, and boost modes. As expected, each level provides increased stabilization, however notice that there's a small crop factor when using on and high modes, and an even greater crop factor in boost mode. For more information and price, check out the product links in description underneath the video. Thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe my channel, share this video and hit the like button.